k's an hour as quickly as you can. Remember, avoid the drains. Cruising along. That's the stop we're after. That was a squeeze. Did you feel the difference?
Yeah.
So that's the difference between a squeeze and a pull. No, you feel like you got a lot more control. You can feel everything that's going on a lot easier, and everything feels smoother and more effortless. So yeah, that's the difference between a squeeze and a pull. So yeah, always want to squeeze. Okay. All right, so we'll do one more at 40. Okay. But yeah, so when you take off, mirror, indicate, look over your shoulder. Take off, look over your shoulder to move to your left-hand wheel track. And then your indicator's already on to do that, so then you do your mirror and your shoulder check and then you turn. Okay. But yeah, we do everything to the left if we're pulling over on the side of the road. But when we're taking off up the road or doing a U-turn, we do everything to the right. Remember, take your time with the U-turns, okay? Low speed control. Left-hand wheel track now. There we go, getting up to speed nice and quickly. Backing off and cruising as early as we can. Much more aggressive that time. You could hear the front tyre really gripping into the road then. It's not a bad sound to hear, like it was a really good solid stop, but that sound is just the sound of the tyre on the limit of its traction. So if you were any more aggressive with that brake lever, then the front wheel will start to lock up. Okay, so don't brake any harder than what you just did then, okay? So yeah, still squeeze like you did, but squeeze a little bit more gradually, okay? Not as aggressive as you just did. It's not a bad stop, like good stop. If you can do that consistently, good on you, no problem at all. But yeah, just got to be careful. Yeah, just be careful with that one, okay? So yeah, good stop though, but yeah, just try to be a little bit more gradual all the way through, and then you should be good. Yeah, we'll do another one at 50 now, okay? But remember, a couple of lines below that 50. Cool. Try to be up, once you get up to that 46, 47, 48 mark, bump it up into fourth gear. Okay? Alright, so when you're ready. Try to make sure you look over your shoulder before you start turning for the U-turn, because the whole point of looking over our shoulder is to check our blind spot to make sure it's actually safe for us to move over. Left-hand wheel track, indicating now. Always try to indicate before you start braking, because that way people know what's going on and they know why you're braking. Now cruise, doesn't matter the speed, braking. That was very aggressive at the beginning there. So if you're grabby with the brake at the beginning, it can stuff up the rest of your ride, like the rest of your braking. So, and as you can see, you've stopped in a much longer distance that time because, yeah, we're too aggressive at the beginning. Start off smooth, like don't have to be really grabby at the beginning. As long as you just start squeezing, just keep the action going more and more and more as you're coming to a stop. And as long as you're smooth and gradual with it, the bike's going to start pulling up in a shorter and shorter distance the more you apply pressure to that brake lever anyway. You don't have to start squeezing gently and then think, oh yeah, really grip onto it. You just have to keep on applying pressure more and more and more as you're coming to a stop. Does that make sense? Cool. Still a good stop though, but you did hear the front wheel kind of squeak a little bit because you did break traction like a microsecond there. So yeah, got to be careful with how abrupt we are in certain points of the braking. Got to be smooth all the way through. All right, so when you're ready, we'll do one more. There we go. Excellent turn. Remember, when you're doing your U-turn as well, if you don't need to be in that right-hand wheel track at the end of the turn, use up the rest of the road just to make the turn easier. Me, myself, I complete the turn, I use up all the road and then I complete the turn and then I go to wherever I need to be. There we go, getting up to speed as quick as we can, back off and cruise by the time you reach the car. So that's what happens when we're still slightly accelerating when you're getting to me. So all the weight of the bike is slightly backwards when you're still accelerating, and when you start braking you're throwing more weight forward. Whereas if the suspension's nice and neutral, you won't be throwing as much weight forward. So you just want to get up to speed, back off, cruise, let the suspension settle, and then your braking will feel a lot easier again. Okay, does that make sense? Yeah? Yeah, so with our braking distance that time, that's how far over we are when it comes to doing it at the test. And it's something as simple as not backing off and cruising, that's the result. Okay, so yeah, try to get up to speed as quick as you can. Rev out the gears longer if you have to. There's nothing wrong with like revving out like say second gear. Like second gear is good all the way up until like, where are we? Almost 45.
Yeah, right.
Where we're wanting roughly where we're wanting that needle anyway. So from there, once you hit that, then yeah, bump it up into like third, and then maybe fourth quickly after that. Okay? But yeah, rev out those gears longer. When you're ready, we'll do one more. After you've done your quick stop, try to get into first gear as soon as possible, okay? Excellent, good work. Getting up to speed as quickly as you can. There we go. Ain't that more fun? Otherwise, go up the street a little bit further as well. Off the drains. There we go. So tyre skidded a little bit again. Just be careful. Got to be smooth, gradual all the way through. Okay? Like I'm not just automatically just going through the motions and just doing this. I'm just making a fist around that brake lever. So try not to force your hand around like that. It's just me making a fist around that brake lever. That's how I brake. So it's more like instead of gripping onto the handlebar, I'm more trying to grip onto the actual brake lever. Yep. All right, it's not too bad. We're getting there. It's only the second lesson. So yeah, you're doing good. Any questions at all? No? Cool. All right, so we'll go for a bit of a ride. We're going to head up to the giveaway sign and we're going to turn right, okay? Giveaway lines, we don't necessarily want to be stopping at giveaways if we don't have to. Oncoming car, where should we be? We're just going to turn left at the end here. And then we're going to turn left again straight away. The lights up ahead, we're going to turn left, okay? So moving over now. The lights up ahead, we're going to turn right, okay? And then just follow the curb in. So yeah, whenever you're going into a slip lane, yeah, just follow the curb in. When you've got a long slip lane like this as well, instead of doing your braking out in the dual lane road still, do your braking in the slip lane, because that's what the slip lanes are for. It's just to pull out, get out of the way of the traffic, and then yeah, start your braking. Especially on bikes, we just want to get out of the way of cars. We don't want to be suddenly braking earlier on back there and then having a car rear end us because they're not paying attention. When we turn right here, if there's no car in the slip lane over the other side of the lights over there, then we're just going to go to our left-hand lane, right-hand wheel track straight away, okay? If there is a car in the slip lane over there, turning the same way as us, then we're going to go to our right-hand lane straight away. But yeah, generally when you're on a dual lane road, if you don't need that right-hand lane, then we should always just be going to our left. Also, just pay attention to how close you are to the car in front compared to where I am. Just want to make sure there's a small size trailer space in between us and them. Looking right, looking left. Right hand lane, left hand wheel track. Excellent. We're just going to stay in this lane for now though. Because the second roundabout from here on in, we're going to be going straight, so we're going to need this lane anyway. Good to get up to 60. Remember our head checks for the side streets. But yeah, all dual lane roads in Ellenbrook and Midland are at least 60 k's an hour, so that's an easy one to remember for your speed limits. Good work. It's alright, 60 along here still. So if you haven't seen a different speed sign, then you're on the same road. and you can keep on doing the same speed. Remember our head checks for the side streets. I know you're probably using your eyes, but got to visually see that you're checking. Yep. At the lights up ahead, we're going to turn left. These lights are very similar to the ones in Midland, where they've got a merge point around the corner. So when we turn left, stick to your left all the way through the turn. When you see the Form 1 lane sign, or when you're straightening up, just indicate to your right, look over your right shoulder, okay? So yeah, turning left at these lights, there is a Form 1 lane sign. You can't see it at the moment, but we're just going to stick to our left all the way through the turn. Looking to our right, even though there's a truck there. There's the Form 1 lane sign, so indicating to your right, looking over your shoulder. That's all you got to do. Only issue though, you're already out in the middle of the road before you finish the turn. So don't just automatically take a turn wide, okay? Me myself, I hug the direction that I'm turning about 3/4 of the way around the turn. It's in that last quarter that I'm branching out to wherever I need to be. Turning left at this roundabout. Head checks. If I don't see that helmet moving around, I won't think you're looking around anyway. So just got to exaggerate everywhere you're looking. Only 53 here. So if you're turning onto a new street and you don't see a speed sign at the beginning of the street, assume 50, yep. We're going to take our next left-hand turn. It's better to lose a point for riding too slow than it is to fail your test for riding too quick. Got the bike lane here, so we just got to shoulder check the bike lane now. Shoulder check, and now concentrate on your turn. Alright, end of the road, we're going to be turning left. Stay to your left, because we're going to be turning left. Excellent. Got the blind corner coming up.